Hello everyone, I'm Max. You probably know me as Max2Everest on Instagram and TikTok. And today I'm going to be showing you a review of a recent backpack I just purchased from Mammut, named the Mammut Trion 38. I'm going to be listing some of the features, how to use them, and why I think this backpack is a really good choice for you. So, the first feature I really like in the bag is the fact that the hood is detachable. Very simple, all you have to do is that, you unclip, and there you go. So basically that means it gets rid of a bit of storage. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a accessories pocket on there and on the inside. Doesn't get rid of much, maybe 2 litres at most. Just means you get a bit more simple pack with not too much clutter going on. So this is going to be a quick demonstration on how I do this if I was on a trail, or walking or hiking or whatever. Let's stop. Essentially what you do, you take the front clip off, attach it, and then detach the back 2 clips. It takes a bit of time, can be a bit fiddly because there's various straps nearby. Take that off, unclip the main fold over, unzip it, or not zip, chuck it in there. Fold it up, zip it up, and then all is good. It's pretty simple, fairly easy, and I think it's a really nifty little feature. That moves me on to the front of the bag and the gear loops. There's loads of opportunities to attach stuff on the outside of this bag. I'll get started with 2 main ones, the ice axe. We've got 2 loops here, there and there, and then 2 Velcro loops here. Very nice, easy to use. Simple as that. Which means you can attach ice axes or tracky poles, something like that, etc. with ease. There's loads of tiny little loops going all the way up to the top of the pack. So if you're going trad climbing, for example, when you want to bring some quick jaws, attach them to the outside. Both sides, really easy to do that, and you can store loads on the outside without compromising the internal storage of the pack. There's also, of course, the ice axe loops here, and small, if you can see, kind of reinforced loops at the bottom for whatever you want to use those for. Once again, just a little demonstration, kind of what I do in a real life scenario. So in this situation, imagine I was skiing and I had to quickly attach my rucksack, my helmet to my rucksack. Fairly simple. Undo the Velcro, feed it through the kind of vents on the top of the helmet, both sides, and provide a really quite nice and secure fit. Now, that also brings us on this side access pocket. You can see you've got something stuck right at the bottom. You don't have to reach in, take everything out, sort everything out. All you have to do, simple as it, reach down, grab it, easy. Also on the side are these very nice ski attachment loops. So if you're going ski mountaineering or just skiing in general, although I'd probably say it's a bit too big for just skiing. If you're in a resort, it's probably a bit too much. However, it's very simple. Of course, nice reinforced loops. Put them on, 2 on each side, one there, and there and there. It's also has a nice H2O port on one of the sides as well. So if you want to attach a bladder down the back, there's a compartment dedicated right at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Try and give you a good view. Right at the bottom, if you can see where that kind of wavy bit is, that is where you shove your water bladder in. Just get it out of the way. But it also has a nice pocket which can come through down over the straps in order to get some nice hydration. And now I'm just going to show you a quick demonstration of using the side axis pocket to gain things with ease, using the loops inside, not just for ski gear but for any kind of kit that you want to keep on the outside, and also how you attach the water block. Now, on to the back, and as I was just saying, the straps. These are I'm a big fan of these. Once again, a feature rarely seen on kind of hiking and mountaineering bags is a hydration style vest. I think it works really well. I think Mammut done very well with this, as you can see. Fairly nice, got lots of bit of padding, fairly loose there, nice and lightweight, easily adjustable. But also this storage here is amazing. I'll pick it up here, just trying to get as realistic as I can. I'm trying to keep cutting out of view. Easy flip, you can adjust it with these two kind of little toggles. All you do is little buttons, you can loosen them just by doing that. And like that. Just get it, to the top here for extra tightening if you want to do that. Or the attachment points. These can fit pretty much anything within reasonable size. For example, I've got my phone here. Very simple, just like that. Put the phone on there. Or if you wanted to attach a GoPro, if you were doing kind of first-person footage, something like that. Very simple. It's got a nice tightening feature. Shove it in there, get it nice and tight, like so. And now you've got a very well attached GoPro for first person footage on a trek or whatever you do. On the back system and the hip belt and also the load lifters, I'll demonstrate to you how those are used, what I like about them. Quick set the phone up. So, first of all, I'd like to talk about the hip belt. It's fairly simple. No pockets, which is a shame. I do wish there was pockets, but it's quite nice. It moves, it kind of attaches to your body, if that makes sense. It's fairly ergonomic, fairly comfortable, not crazy padded, but we've got some nice mesh on the back. I just took it off, but I'll put it back on now, so it's fairly simple. Put these through the loops, and then you have your hip belt pocket on each side. We can do the other one. So if I'm not in the photo, do that. Do that one. And there you have, very simple, pretty nice hip belt. It's not an inwards one, which is a shame. Also something I'm not a huge fan of. I quite like being able to do that. But do you know what? I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference. Nice adjustments there. And then also, on the top, these load lifters are very good indeed. They get it right close to your body if you want them to, or if you want to relieve a bit of stress on your back, put more on you. Jump. Tighten these ones, or you can loosen and tighten these ones as you would. Finally, moving on to the back of the pack, the actual frame itself has got what Mammut describes as a motion V frame, as you can see that there. Motion V frame, it's fairly simple, it's just a few wires kind of in the back. Feels nice and secure on your back. It also doesn't have too much extra weight. The padding and the kind of mesh on the back It's fairly nice, gives it a bit of airflow. Nothing too technical, nothing too crazy. But of course, it's not meant to be a particularly crazy high, ultralight hiking pack. It's meant to be for all kind of sports, so you don't want. It's fairly rigid as well, which is good for mountaineering and things like that. Although it is quite important to note that this backpack in particular is not adjustable in terms of size whatsoever. It comes in one size, and there's no adjustable back system at all. So if you're particularly tall or a particularly short person that tends to struggle with backpack sizing, this might not be the backpack for you. Inside the pack, as I suppose you'd kind of expect with a mountaineering bag or multi-sports bag, you've got various internal storage points. There's one kind of mesh pocket, hang on, mesh pocket there, and there's also an avalanche kind of equipment bag, so you've got your safety briefings there, and then you've got probes, shovels, things like that. You can fit that in this nice compartment on the front, as you can see where the zip is. But also if you're just using it for hiking, there's no need to do that, and all you need to do is just zip it up and not use it. Or of course, if there any gear you want, just separate to other stuff in there. And that is pretty much all of it. I think it's a really, really nice pack. Got a nice highly water resistant material on the front, highly abrasion resistant, really quite nice. Not too loud either. You tend to find bags like this, they're kind of crunchy and a bit stiff, but this one's really nice and loose. And overall, I'm a big fan of this bag. So that is pretty much it. That is my full review on the Mammut Trion 38. Overall, very good pack, very pleased with it, and I'm sure I'll be out on lots of adventures with it, and it'll be used very well. Thank you very much for watching. Anyone who's made it through the full video, very impressive, fair enough. There'll be more of these coming up soon. All sorts of different gear, jackets, whatever. Probably more bags, shoes, probably as well. So stay tuned for that, and have a look on my Instagram and my TikTok for more short form content of all kind of short events and things that I do. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.